Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, my name is Danon. I've been watching anime since 1985 and am currently reading over 500 manga or light novel series. I enjoy making videos recommending new anime or manga, and unlike other anime YouTubers, my degree was in English literature rather than engineering. So I tend to focus more on story structure, character development, and themes, rather than action and fight scenes. I like to recommend series based on story and character rather than how good the artwork or how great the fight scenes are. As someone who has read a lot of manga and seen a lot of anime, as well as studied genre and story structure, I feel I have a pretty good grasp on which manga are worth your time, depending on your tastes. Which brings us to the subject of today's video, a bottom-tier baron's accidental rise to the top. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Drawn by the same artist who made Goodbye, I'm Being Reincarnated, this series is just as silly, and I believe that the author chose the perfect artist to draw it. Allow me to explain the setup so you'll better understand how silly this series is. This is a fantasy series with magic, monsters, and non-humans. So if you need cat girls, wolf girls, or fox girls in your fantasy, don't worry. A bottom-tier baron's accidental rise to the top has you covered. In this series, only the nobility has magic. This is not an uncommon trope in fantasy. The nobility use this magic to keep the peasants in line, as is right and proper. After all, you were unlucky enough to be born a commoner, right? Why should we use our might to better your lives? But recently, rumors of a new religion, following a new goddess, have begun to circulate. If only there was a territory somewhere in the kingdom where this new religion could find a foothold. The Barony of Babylon is considered the worst territory in the Kingdom of Gnosia. The worst dregs of society have gathered here. The barony is full of violence, drugs, prostitution, and theft. Monsters plague the countryside, and no one is safe. And young Rhys Babylon has been granted the title of Baron after his parents passed away. But how is he supposed to defend this territory, or himself, when he can only use healing magic? As he sits in his mansion bemoaning his fate, and wondering how he's going to protect himself from the scary people living in his territory, his door is broken through by those exact people he's terrified of. Thinking quickly, Rhys decides to show these low-born thugs the power of the aristocracy. He unleashes his magic on one of the men, and heals him. Completely. Not only does his missing arm grow back, his body is no longer suffering from malnutrition. His old injuries vanish in a flash. The man sinks to his knees and thanks Lord Rhys for his blessing. Rhys proclaims that of course he meant to help the man. "I'm your lord, after all." The people are in awe. Suddenly gone are the thugs and vile knaves who wished harm upon their weak and pathetic lord, replacing them as a troop of rabidly loyal subjects, eager to serve their beloved lord. And now, Baron Rhys Babylon can finally achieve his dream, eating steak every night. And, maybe, if he plays his cards right, a harem. This is one of those series where the main character embodies the lucky idiot trope. After desperately trying to save his own life and, more importantly, create the lifestyle he so wishes he had, Rhys finds himself way over his head. He had an entire territory of fanatically loyal citizens. Within a few days, all the citizens are healed, their diseases cured, their vigor restored, and their happiness increased. Later on, Rhys finds out he can even heal steak back into the cow that it used to be. This allows him to achieve his dream of eating steak for every meal. But it doesn't end there. He heals several cut-up pieces of beef into an entire herd of cattle, despite all the meat coming from a single cow. The series is ridiculous, and I'm sorry I missed the release date. That's right, Volume 1 of this series is already out, and you can pick it up on Bookwalker. Unfortunately, there are no physical copies available, but I'll post a link both to Amazon digital version and the link to Bookwalker down below. I prefer going through Bookwalker over Amazon when it comes to digital products, because where Amazon simply hosts the digital copies, Bookwalker is owned by Kadokawa, and they're the publisher behind the bottom-tier baron's accidental rise to the top. So if you want to check out this ridiculous series, I recommend Bookwalker, but it's up to you. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support this channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Jiraiya, Muffins, Casey, Nick, Marcus, Black Dragon, Phoenix of Ice, Daniel, Kyo, and Squishy. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos every Monday, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.